Well, Sandy here. The saga of my 45 years of greeting cards continues. I haven't got rid of anything yet. But I had the cards sorted by holidays, Christmas together, Easter together, anniversaries together, birthdays together, blah, blah, blah. I decided that who they are from is much more important than the occasion. So I've been sorting them. And I've got a lot more sorting to do. I'm going to... So this box right here with my cat is my first husband's family. Every one of those cards is from his family. His grandmothers, grandparents, parents, brothers, aunts and uncles and cousins, and I still need to sort those person by person just to see what I have, but I'm not keeping them all. And then this box is my family, my parents and siblings, and they hardly give me cards. This is 40 years of cards. Half of that box are from my family. And then I worked at a drugstore for 18 years, and we were like family. And I've got a lot of cards from them. We celebrated birthdays and everything. And then this box is all my second husband's family. My first husband that passed away, Dan, that's his box. This is my second husband, Rich. We've been married 22 years. His parents give us cards. There's going to be a ton of cards from his parents. And I'm going to have to talk to my husband about what he wants to do about it, because his dad died a year and a half ago, and he's not going to want to part with those, but we'll see how it goes. If he wants to keep them, that's fine, but I'm going to get them all organized person by person. And then this box, it's not very deep, is my first husband, our wedding cards, and cards and stuff from his death. This box is cards from him to me, cards from me to him, and cards from his cancer battle. And then this box is that's my first husband, and this is my second husband. This is all cards from him to me and from me to him, and I'm probably going to keep pretty much all of these. You know, the relationship with your spouse is pretty special, and I don't ever want to get rid of them. Especially, you can understand my first husband who passed away. I was looking through some of those cards, and they say how much he loves me, and oh, I can't part with those. Okay, and then this box is cards for my daughter, to my daughter, and from my daughter to us. And then this box is wedding cards from when I married my second husband. Yeah. And then I've got this box. Everything in here. We have a friend, a couple. She sends us cards for every single occasion for the last 22 years. And I don't feel very attached to those cards. Most of those are going to go. And then this hot mess is former co-workers and current co-workers and friends from the last 44 years all the way along the line. I got to sort those more person by person. These are cards that I am going to get rid of, like from our insurance agent, from advertisers, from Menards when they send me a birthday card every year with a little gift card in it. And then this is like a special occasion. I don't want to keep everything from special occasions, like your cat. My current husband, before I met him, he's a printer, and his hand got mangled in the printing machine somehow. And his palm of his hand is all scarred up. So those are get well cards from that incident. He may want to get rid of them, but I think we're going to keep them. You know, and then the incident of my first husband dying, and all those cards, and of course our weddings. So those are things that I want to keep. So I've got a ton of sorting to do, and After I do some sorting and more organizing, I'll update you on the same video, so hang in there. Alrighty, it's been about 10 days. I've been working on this a few hours here and there, off and on. I've got everything all sorted, and now this might take a while, it might not. This might be a long video, but we're going to go through these cards. So bear with me. You might not want to watch the entire video, but watch it for a while and you'll figure out how I chose which cards to get rid of and which cards to keep. So I'm going to mount my camera on my desk, and here we go. Alright, this is a box of cards from Chris Drugstore, where I worked for 18 years. We were like a family. We exchanged birthday cards and Christmas cards, and my other jobs we don't do that so much. But this is everything is special to me. And the cards that I pull out, I'm going to use up a lot of them to make a glue book. If you don't know what a glue book is, this is one in progress. This is a Christmas one. And I just fill up the pages with stuff from magazines and greeting cards, and yeah, so I really love making glue books. So I'm going to be using the cards and glue books. So there's that. So Chris Drugstore. Now, I'm not going to put these back in the boxes, the ones that I keep. I have these two scrapbooks. And I recently had to split it into two books because it was getting way too fat. And I still need to decorate the cover of this one, but I've got my story of working there and photos of the store. We had a soda fountain. This is an old cash register that we used. We did not even have computers for the pharmacy back then. I was there when they started using computers and had to learn how to do it. We're not going to flip all the way through here. Magazine articles, an ad that we had, newspaper articles. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. This is my former boss, the owner, and he recently passed away like 6 months ago at about 83. He had a heart attack like 25 years ago, and over 25 years ago, and still lived a long life. So then the second book is each of my co-workers. These tabs, I've put them in alphabetical order by last name. These are each of my co-workers who have in the past. I have photos of them, cards that they've sent, newsletters for Christmas, you know. I've saved the things from my friends, and each goes into their section. So the cards that I will keep, I will add to their section. So that's what I'm going to do with those cards. So let's get started. These are invitations to a Christmas party. We only had it like 4 or 5 times. I'm going to keep all of those. All right. My good friend Gertie. Gertie was one of my closer friends there, and what I did was I always write the date on the back, and I guess these are the ones that I have decided to keep, and I wrote next to them. So I'm going to keep these and lose all of these. Some of these have notes in them. I kept like a couple for my birthday, for Christmas. Gertie wrote me notes in there. This one was custom with my name on it. So I'm keeping those. And I'm keeping this list to acknowledge that she sent those cards on those years. You know, and that helps me remember what years that I knew her. And it stopped in 2006, and she was elderly. Well, not elderly. She was not a young woman when I met her 45 years ago, and I believe she passed away. I haven't really heard, but so there's that. And these, I have a big box under my desk. I'm going to drop those into. We're not going to go into such detail about every person. Candy, she passed away while she was working there. Not at work. One day she didn't show up to work, and we called her daughter, and she went to her house, and she had passed away. So we're going to get rid of these. So this box was full. Oh, Barb. Yes, Barb. I worked at the soda fountain for the first like 10.5 years, and then the rest of the time I worked as a receiving clerk, and Barb and I worked together at the soda fountain. You know, when you work closely with somebody, there's good days and bad days, and sometimes we really got on each other's nerves, and other times we were pretty close. She sent me cards from 1979 to 2014 when she passed away in her 80s. We kept in touch. I worked there until 1996, and yet we still kept in touch. So I'm keeping a birthday card. Well, am I? And Christmas. Yeah, here's a couple of birthday cards I'm keeping. So I'm keeping these because Barb was special. And all of these can go. Alright. Mary Jo. You know, a lot of times we didn't really keep in touch with people, but we were on each other's Christmas list. And so I'm keeping a birthday card and two Christmas cards. Because I like them. And I try to choose the cuter ones that I would put in my glue book to get rid of so that I can put them in my glue book. Alright. So then here is Bobby. Bobby and I were the same age. I'm keeping a note she gave me, a Christmas card, and an anniversary card. She gave me this birthday card, and this is Victorian. It's from 1995 when I was 36. Now I'm 62. And we're Facebook's friends. She's moved to Florida. But I want this one in my glue books. I love this one. So these are going to go. And these are going to stay. And we're still pretty good friends. She sends a Christmas card every year, and I'm only going to keep these two. Now this is just a photo of her tree, but she has sent photo cards with herself in it, which go in the scrapbook. She sends a lot of newsletters for Christmas. They go in my scrapbook. They're already in my scrapbook. So I do have more than this with Annie. Don, my former boss. I only have one card from him. This is 1978, right after I started. I'd only been there a few weeks. He always gave us a $100 Christmas bonus. And these are all the cards, and I believe I can lose those. But I am going to keep this. And this old yellowed tape, you know, that's... I like the age on that. I like the look of it. Is that weird? Okay, Maggie, sweet Maggie. I'm surprised she didn't send so many cards, because she did so much. She was a very generous person. She made my wedding cake for me. I do have wedding card, I believe, you know, and baby cards, and but birthday, Valentine's, Christmas, and Mother's Day. And there's a note that's for Mother's Day. So I'm keeping these 4 items, and these 2 I think can go. Yeah, Maggie was special. She passed away less than a year ago, I believe. Carol and I were pretty close. We're Facebook friends. We don't really communicate much. I'm keeping a birthday card, an Easter card, and a Christmas card, and all of these. Am I keeping this one? No. 2001. No. Okay, so I'm keeping these. And like I said, I'm going to keep my little list to acknowledge what years they sent and the cards that I have received, because I don't want to forget that. Joanne, I really liked her. I liked everybody, actually. So it looks like I'm keeping 1 birthday card and 1 Christmas card. And these are going to go. Howard and Diane, they both worked there. Well, she worked there. He only came in for an hour or so and mopped the floor every day. It was a part-time job. He had another job. So we exchanged cards for a while. I'm keeping a couple, and the rest are going to go. Jackie was the bookkeeper. She only sent me two birthday cards. I decided, well, let me see. I think I will keep... No note, really. I'm going to keep this one. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. Then, Alice. Oh, Alice sent me cards. I think I'm saving some birthday and some... Yeah, a few Christmas and birthday. This is the big 4-0. Yeah. Okay, so these I'm keeping. These can go. Cy Seymour. He was a pharmacist. I'm keeping this card. And the rest are going to go. Marilyn. I'm keeping both of these. Wait. Yeah, I'm keeping all of these. There's only 3 items. Elaine. Let me see. It looks like I'm keeping a birthday card and a Christmas card, and these are going to go. Now, I could have just tossed these while I was sorting. Charlotte, I actually named one of my dogs after Charlotte. She was a young teenage girl, very ambitious. I liked her. Michelle, oh, she's a sweetheart. She worked a different shift than me most of the time, and she would come in and visit sometimes, but just here lately, 2020, 2021 for my birthday and 2020 for Christmas. And I sent Christmas cards out for almost 40 years. But then just a few years ago, people just don't send them much anymore. And I decided, well, nobody else is doing it. I'm going to stop. So let's see. Okay, I think these are from people, yeah. Emily, Rosemarie, Irene, Barb, another Barb. I'm not giving last names. Lisa, yes, I remember her. Those are just one card, and I'm keeping those. This is a customer. She was very wealthy, and every year she would give me a gift, a monetary gift, like $20 or so, I don't remember. She was a regular customer at Soda Fountain, and she gave me gifts, and I saved all of these, and these are going to go. I'm keeping a couple to remember her by. Okay, customers. Howard, Smitty, and Max. I'm keeping those. Kind of getting messed up here a little bit. Okay. And then Marguerite. I could not remember her, and I thought, where do I know her from? She only signed Marguerite, no last name. So I sent a message to my Facebook friends, and yes, she did work there. 91, 92, 93, a birthday card and a Christmas card. I am keeping these two, and I believe I'm going to give up this one. Yeah. And among my stuff from Jackie, this is my birthday, and she gave me this book about events that happened on June 11th throughout the years, and that's definitely a keeper, and I'm not going to keep that with the books. So, this box was full, and now we're down to this, which will go into those scrapbooks. So, yes, I'm going to grab a plastic bag and get those out of that box for now, so I get them into the scrapbooks. This bag is pretty mutilated. I had all the Christmas cards in bags year by year. This was 2012, but I don't need the bag anymore, and it's been used a lot. But, okay, so we're going to stack that away. Now, okay. This box, these boxes I've covered with contact paper years ago. They're just regular cardboard boxes. This box is my first husband and I. These are all of our wedding cards. I put these in this bag. I did have them in a box, but we don't need all that. And I'm saving all of them because for your wedding you only get one card from each person. And I listed them, Dan's family, my family, and friends. So I'll keep this list of my inventory, and I put a ribbon around my family and his family, and the rest of them are kind of loose. But yes, I'm keeping all of them because he's been deceased for 25 years. I never want to forget him, and of course I won't. This will be kind of up close, but these are all of the cards he gave me. I put them in order. I got the Christmas together and stuff like that, Valentine's, and I made an inventory of the years that I gave him cards, that he gave me cards, and then I gave him more cards than he gave me. My second husband's just the opposite. He gives me cards, more cards. And this took 2 pages. Yeah. So I'm keeping all of those, and I will never regret that. And I have a trunk of stuff that I keep some mementos of him in there. Well, this is a larger card. It doesn't fit standing up, so I had to put it inside. All right, he died of cancer in '96. These are all the cards from all of his friends and family, the get well cards, thinking of you, things like that. So I wrote it down, family cards, his co-workers, friends, neighbors. I sorted them like that. So here's all the cards, and then I kept wondering, why did I save this piece of gift wrap? Well, because when he was in the hospital and when he came home, I made him a big banner. So, yes, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping all of it. So, keep that in a plastic bag. Now, weddings, this battle with cancer, I consider that an event, and I'm just saving all of the cards from that event. Like from my daughter's birth, weddings, his cancer battle, and then this is cards, sympathy cards from when he died. And I made a list of, actually one from his family. They were all grieving themselves. His co-workers from his current job and previous jobs. My co-workers from Chris Drug were very supportive. People from the church and our friends. And then there's some people I don't know. But I just kept their cards. So they're all organized, and I probably won't look through them for a long time, but I will. Okay, so that box is ready to save, and I'm going to go back in his trunk. This is my daughter's box of cards. To Alexandra from Mom and Dad. That's this section. These are all the cards that we've given her. Not birthday cards. Every year at her birthday, I do scrapbook pages, and the first page, I always use a page protector, and I put all the cards in there. And I write the year on everything. So we got from Mom and Dad, and then these are from. Wait. So these are cards that she gave us. Yeah. Oh, and this was such fun because of the little homemade things she made. You know, that was such fun to go through. For a special mom. Yes, I'm keeping those. And then, okay, these are cards from us to her. And I've listed all of those. So we're keeping those. And then these are cards to Alex from Grandma and Grandpa. All of these are from Grandma and Grandpa. And these are all from her Aunt Sue. And these are all from, Mike and Cindy. Yeah, okay. And I think I'm going to get rid of some of those, but I'm going to ask her first. And then these are cards from friends and family. So we're going to get with her and see what she wants to do about that. Okay. And then, okay, let's go through this. Okay. Cindy and Mike is a couple that we used to bowl with, and she sends us cards for Christmas, anniversary, birthday, Easter, Thanksgiving. She likes to send cards. She was a friend of my husband, so I've only known her since I married my husband, 22 years. So I've pulled these. I made a list, a big list, to acknowledge all the Christmas cards, all the Thanksgiving cards, all the Easter cards, Halloween. There was one Halloween. Oh, she sent a plant for Halloween in '99. That was our first year together. Valentine's, my birthday, Rich's birthday, a thank you card, Mother's Day, our anniversary, and Father's Day. So I am acknowledging, as in all of my list, all of these cards that she has sent. And this is what I'm keeping. And all of these can go. There's a big purge right there. All of these, we're not keeping those. Alright. Okay, not sure where I want to put this. Where did I put my Chris cards? I don't know. Oh, they're right here. Okay, now what's next? This is my family. They're not so big on sending cards as my husband's family. Okay, so this is greeting cards from my mom and dad. Mom died in '82, and my dad died in 2000. So I've acknowledged all of these, and you know what? I'm thinking hard. I think I want to keep all of these. Here's one way back. Have a happy birthday from Mom, Dad, and the boys. I have six brothers, 5 of them younger, that were still at home after I was on my own. That's age 20. So, and this is from She didn't even sign it. This is from my mom in 1974. I had surgery when I was like 15. So, this one I'm having a little hard time getting rid of that, but I'm going to keep all of these for now. What's it going to hurt? I'll probably keep those in a separate place. Now these will go, my family, like the Chris Drug, every person in my family has their own section in my scrapbooks. So I'm going to save my keepers. This is a Valentine my sister made for me on her computer, an Easter card, and a Mother's Day card she made for me, and let's see, yeah, a Thanksgiving card she made for me on her computer, and a birthday card, another birthday card that she wrote a note in, and okay, and these are going to go. So that's I got these in order of siblings. She's the oldest, and this is one card from her daughter. Her daughter's like 41. This is the only card she's ever given me. This is my sister's husband's sister. She sent me cards in 77, 78, 80, and 81, and I'm keeping them all because she wrote notes in them. And we're Facebook friends. She lives far away. I haven't seen her in decades. Okay, my older brother Gary, I wrote down all the cards she kept. I'm keeping, they only sent me Christmas cards. And most of these people sending Christmas cards, I don't get any more Christmas cards. I do from a few people, but hardly anybody anymore. So I'm keeping those. These are going to go. Oh, my brother David. David is the one that lives with me. Since he's been living with me, he gave me Christmas cards from 2010 to 2020. Valentine's, sometimes, not every year. Mother's Day and our anniversary, not every year. But these are all the cards that he's given me in the 11 years that he's lived with me. And I think I'm going to hold on to those. Daniel lives in San Diego. So I've got a birthday card, Easter, Valentine, a few Christmas cards that he wrote notes in, and then these are going to go. My brother Steve, he's only sent me 2 cards in his entire life. I'm keeping both of those. My brother Tim, him and his wife used to send cards. I'm keeping 1 card. All of these are going to go. My Aunt Edna, my mom's sister. I didn't have very many aunts and uncles. I had none on my dad's side. They were gone. They passed away young. And my mom's sister here, and she had another sister that we didn't really know. So I've got a Christmas card, an Easter card. This looks like Valentine's. These must have, okay, yeah. So I'm keeping these. Yeah, these are Valentine's, Easter, and Christmas. Those are going to go. And I have an entire scrapbook on my aunt. My aunt did some genealogy, and she left me all of her stuff, and she left me all of her photos and everything. She saved a lot of stuff, photos and stuff that my parents never saved. Okay, this is my dad's mother, my grandmother. She sent me cards in 78, 79, 80, 81, and 82. What do I got here? Okay, these are... okay, I think I'm keeping these 2 cards. She wrote me notes. Yeah. She's been gone since like 83. I'll get rid of those 2. And then, oh, Aunt Marge, my grandma Naomi, when she passed away about 1983, her sister Marge, who lives about 100, 200 miles away from us, she came to the funeral, and I met her for the first time. And we talked, and we really hit it off. And so from then on, we exchanged Christmas cards every year. And she passed away. 2007 was the last year, so it's been over 10 years ago since she passed away. She wrote a lot of notes to me, and these two have no notes. What am I keeping? Oh, wait. Those don't go in there. That's Evelyn. Okay, that's another person. Alright, what did I decide to keep? 05. Okay, these are the cards that I'm keeping because she wrote me a lot of notes. I need to write a piece of paper for those. Somehow those got overlooked. And all of these are going to go. And then Evelyn was my dad's cousin, and I only met her once or twice, and she wrote me notes. This one can go. I'm going to keep these two, and they've all got sections in my book. So I'm going to... So far, this is all I'm saving. Well, in those other boxes that are family. Let's see now. These are all the cards from Rich to me, and I've made my inventory. Where is it? Right there, all the cards. I'm keeping them. These are my current husband and I. And then I made an inventory of all the cards he gave me. He gave me more cards than I gave him. Here's a balloon, a Valentine's Day balloon. And then he gave me this card that doesn't really fit in the box. Sticks out the top. So I'm keeping all of those. And then, now this is, wait a minute, what's this? Oh, this is some get well cards. Before I met my husband, he's a printer. His hand got stuck in the printing machine, and these are all of the cards that his family and friends sent him while he was recuperating. And then, now this is a good story. This is from our wedding, my current husband and I. This is all the cards from Rich's side of the family, all the cards from my side of the family, and all of our friends. So those are all of our wedding cards. They didn't all necessarily come to the wedding. You know, people send cards and gifts and they can't make the wedding. And so I made this list. It's 5 pages. So, and this was cool because Father's Day was a few days ago, and my mother-in-law came over for dinner, and we went through this list and remembered everybody. And this is Rich's side of the family. All of these people from Rich's, and we read off the names, and a lot of people have divorced, a lot of people have died. There's some more of Rich's family. This is my side of the family. And then this is where my husband was working, his co-workers. More of his co-workers. These are my co-workers from Airlight Plastics. These are my co-workers from Chris Drugstore. More from Chris Drugstore. This is from our church, including our pastor who performed the ceremony. These are our friends, and I wrote notes, Hearn family friends, former neighbors. We bowled with them. I wrote, you know, years from now, if my daughter looks through these cards, then it's a little notation of who are these people. And there's a few people, who are these? And like most of them on this list here I didn't know who they were, and it's my mother-in-law said, yeah, that's this, that's it. Yeah, she identified a lot of them. There's a few I still don't know, but I kept them all. So that's my wedding cards. This is the box my shoes came in for my wedding. Okay. So we're keeping that. Now, oh lordy. This is my husband's family. And I have not talked to him yet about going through them. I think he's going to let me because he's never looked through these. Anyway, but I found some cards from his grandmother who passed away before I met him. And I know these are precious to him. So we're keeping all of those. Well, and then, oh, this box. This bag, these are all from his mom and dad. And I've noted every card. Now, a lot of these his dad made on the computer. He don't want to get rid of those, maybe. Sometimes she writes notes in them, but these are all from his parents. He had a little bit of them when I met him, but most of them are from our 22-year marriage. So, and then this one I've sorted by family member. So I hope to get rid of a good share of these. We'll see. Don't know about those yet. Okay, and then we've got, oh, my late husband's family. What is in here? Dan's. Okay. Okay, this is his grandma. Oh, she was a sweet woman. She sent a lot of cards. Our anniversary, she never missed an anniversary till she passed away. Well, no, he passed away before she did. Christmas cards, our birthdays. I'm keeping these. Oh, there's an Easter card, anniversaries. I'm keeping these. This is what I'm keeping. And the rest are going to go, bless her heart. They will be put in my glue books, a lot of them, and treasured, as with all the other cards. All right. His parents. These are all the cards that they sent us. And I still occasionally get a Christmas card from them. I don't really hear much from his family. I'm Facebook friends with a lot of them. But his parents don't do Facebook. So I've gone through. Same thing like Grandma. I listed Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, Valentine's Day, our anniversary, Dan's birthday and my birthday. And I've chosen these. She's written notes in them. I've saved something from every holiday. So I'm saving these. And all of these are going to go. And then his brother. Okay, yeah, I'm keeping a Christmas card and a birthday card, and these are going to go. His other brother and his family, I've chosen, I think there's notes in these. Looks like they're all Christmas cards, or he's written notes. The rest of these are going to go. Alright, this is his dad's brother, his aunt and Uncle Dick and Gloria, and I called them Uncle Dick and Gloria. They were like family to me. He passed away a few years ago. She's still alive as far as I know. So I saved some birthday cards and greeting. I don't think they were real big on writing notes. Well, there's one. Anyway, so this is what I'm keeping, and all of these are going to go. his cousin Jan. These are all Christmas cards. I'm keeping one Christmas card. The rest are going to go. His cousin Jill. I'm keeping an anniversary card and a Christmas card, and the rest are going to go. Now, she sent quite a few photo greeting cards over the years, so I do have those in the scrapbook already. I'm keeping those. Alright. This is his mother's sister and her husband that live in Florida. I'm keeping these. And these are all Christmas cards. I don't think she ever sent anything but Christmas cards, no. So all of these can go. Now the grief cards of his, cancer support cards, she sent quite a few of them. She was very, very supportive of him during that time. Let's see now. Oh, this is his his mother's parents. There's the list, and I'm keeping a birthday. Let's see. That's a birthday card for him. I think that's a birthday card for me. And a Christmas card. And all the rest are going to go. And then this is his dad's brother's wife's mother, and she came to all the Christmas and holiday things, so she was part of the family. She sent me Christmas cards, and we're going to keep this one. And I do have a big scrapbook of his family, and I might put, these are kind of thick. Whew. I don't know if I can get those in the scrapbook. I think I'm about to expand to a second book, though. Or these may go in his memory box. But I'll have to figure it out. So, here's some more into the keep box. Let's see. Alright. Then this is the friend box. Alright. These are former neighbors. Like I said, this is from my landlord. I had my first apartment when I was 18. I lived there a year, and then I got married and moved out. And this is a Christmas card from him from 1977. And I'm keeping that, and I have scrapbooks on everything. I have scrapbooks of each of my former homes. Actually, I don't have a scrapbook on this, but I have a section of my apartment. I just have a couple of pages of my apartment, and this is going to go with that. Okay. This is our first apartment together. Mrs. Huff was our landlord. So, let's see. I'm keeping one from Mrs. Huff, one from a neighbor named Esther, and one from Lenore and Oliver. And not much here, but these are going to go. I mean, we lived here for 1 year from 1978 to 79. Alright, then when we bought our first house, we lived there for 7 years, and we met our friends Lee and Diane DeBolt. Sometimes they send me a Christmas card, but I haven't really heard from them much. I'm saving this couple of cards, the Christmas cards. They go from 1983 to 2007. So I'm keeping those. And then Sarah and Tony lived across the street. I'm keeping I think I wrote 88. I'm going to keep this one because she wrote a little note in it. These two can go. That's all I need to remember these people. Louise Van Cat. Shouldn't have said her. Louise. She lived next door. She had a stroke, and she came outside and said, Sandy, I don't feel very well, and I went and helped her and called her son and called an ambulance, and she passed away. Okay, Marvin Laney, they live next door to us. We've got cards from 85, 87, and 91. So I'm keeping this one. Where is it? 91. Yeah, that's the one I chose to keep. There's a couple here. They're going to go. And then this is Ann and Lee. They live down the street. I'm keeping that. Okay, and then yeah, these are my former neighbors. Then we bought our next house, and we lived there for 5 years. Marvin and Ann, they sent me one birthday card and Christmas cards, and I've got these 3 I'm keeping. The rest are going to go. These were our next door neighbors. Their little boy gave us, little boy, he's very grown up now, in 1988 from Paul. And this is a birthday card from them. This is another birthday card. This is pretty big. I'm going to get rid of that one because it's going to take up some space. Alright. And then we moved again. We were in this house for 7 years. This is the house we lived in when he passed away. Christine and her family, bless her heart. I believe God sends angels into your life sometimes. And she was not working. She said that she used to work in a nursing home. And I had to work when Dan was fighting cancer. He was bedridden, and she would go over and make sure he ate and took care of him. And she didn't spend all day, but she would check up on him several times a day. And she is my angel from heaven, I'm telling you. Okay, and then after he died, a couple years later, I sold the house and married my second husband. And this is our next door neighbor, Jeanette. I'm keeping one card. The rest can go. Oh, and then my husband's parents, second husband, they've been living in the same house for over 50 years. And this is their neighbor. The kids grew up together. I think I'm going to keep both of these. And Don, they're both gone now. They both passed away. But Don sang at our wedding. And then, I don't even know who these people are. His mom told me they used to live on their street. So, and they sent us anniversary cards. I don't know. It looks like they sent notes in them. So I think I decided to keep all of them. Yeah, they wrote notes in them. I'm going to keep them all. So that's my neighbors. That's my neighbor's thing. This is the last box, by the way. Alright. This is Amy, Jason, and Kevin. Before I got my own apartment, when I was still living with my parents, they lived across the street from us, and I babysat them. For my 18th birthday, they gave me this card in 1977. Sharon went to our church, and I was very good friends with her. She used to pay me to clean her house. I used to spend a lot of time. I'd spend days and days at her house. So I'm keeping all of these, a couple of birthday cards and a Christmas card. The birthday cards are from 77 and 78, and then the Christmas card is 2001. She was gone from my life for many years, and then she came back, and then she passed away. All right, Chauncey and Marie, I believe they were friends with my first husband's grandmother, and they sent us a wedding gift or something, and they exchanged cards, and I do not remember them. I'm keeping one card, and the rest are going. Fred and Shirley, they went to his parents' church, and same story. They got on our Christmas list. I'm keeping one card, and the rest can go. The same story, the bouquets. I'm keeping one card. This one has a note in it. I wanted to keep this one use this one in my glue books because it's so cute, but she wrote a note in it, so I have to keep this one. The rest of them don't have notes. Alright, and then, my husband was he loved classic cars, my first husband, these are people from the car club. John and Jeanette sent one card, Jack and Karen sent 3 over the years. We're keeping these, one from each of them, and those can go. Okay, Herb and Stella, same thing. They went to my husband's family's church. I think I will keep this one. Alright, Eileen was my first husband's high school teacher, and she sent cards. I might as well just keep both of them from 94 and 95. She was very supportive of him with his cancer battle. Mel and Vera, they sent us cards. They were friends with my first husband from 1982 to 96. Not every year, but maybe close to every year. So I'm keeping this one. I'll tell you what, their last name was Ratfield, and these have mice on them, so I'm keeping that one. And there's no notes, they just recite their names. This one I kind of wanted to keep to remember them, but this one is just nothing personal about it, really. So this will go in my glue book. It's pretty darn cute. So all of these can go. These are cards from people that I've only gotten one card from in a lifetime. This is from Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen. She sent me this card. It's just beautiful. I'm pretty sure she made it. I got to keep that one. Okay, this is people that my first husband bowled with. I'm keeping one card, getting rid of the rest. This is also somebody who used to bowl. Okay, my camera shut down. I think my SD card got full. So anyway, I already tossed a few from him. This is Pete. Interesting story with Pete. My first husband had a friend, a co-worker, Bernie. When he started working together, they didn't like each other, but they became pretty good friends. And then Bernie got fired, and he worked at another company where he met Pete Rosas. And the 3 of them were car guys, Dan, Pete, and Bernie. And they all had 67 Chevy Impalas that they were restoring. My husband finished his, and Bernie was working on his, and my husband died. And then Pete left where he was working with Bernie and worked at Redfield where my husband works before I met him, and he fixed me up on a blind date with my husband. And then here's a Christmas card, and it says, Pete wants you to name your firstborn after him, haha. This was right after we got married. They had a baby girl, and they named her Alexandra, which that's the name I always wanted to name my own daughter, because I'm Sandra, she's Alexandra. So his last name is Rosas, so his daughter is Alexandra Rosas, and I named my daughter, her middle name is Rose, so there's Alexandra Rose. So that's a special memory there. Anyway, so there's Pete. I tossed some of those. Okay. Roger and Marilyn Hyder, they used to do put the chemicals on my husband's lawn. I'm going to get rid of 2 of those. Earl and Ruth, oddly, Rich's niece had a boyfriend, and this is his parents, and they became pretty good friends with us, and still kept in touch after they broke up. They sent a Christmas card, which is birthday, our 7th anniversary, and Thanksgiving, and I'm just going to keep them all. Okay, I used to be in Tops, Takeoffs Pound Sensibly. That's a weight loss group. With 3 different ones over the years. So I've saved all of the cards and stuff from them. Some of them sent personal cards, some from the group. And I'm keeping these. And these can go. Is this a keeper? Oh yeah, Jolie. She wrote me notes. That's a keeper. So I'm keeping quite a few of those. And then all of these can go. And then Jane and Shirley. Shirley is my husband's godfather and godmother. I'm going to keep all of these because she writes notes in them. Good thing there's not a lot of them. Okay, Mark Woods is a friend of my brother's. There's only 2 cards in here. I guess I'll keep both of those. Okay, Larry is my husband's godfather. I decided to keep this one, and the rest of these are going to go. There's no notes or anything, only signatures. And he's passed away now. Okay, Patty, Christmas cards, 1 birthday card. So, okay. Kept. Yeah, so this is what I'm keeping. 1 birthday card, couple of Christmas cards, and a newsletter. And here's a couple of cards that can go. This is a church I used to belong to. Cards from them. I think I'm keeping this one and this one, and the rest can go. Those are just birthday cards, no Christmas cards. And then our good friends that were there, Mike and Sherry, I'm keeping this one. Get rid of these 2. Mowing customers. These are from 3 different people, 3 different people, but I'm keeping 4 of the cards from our mowing customers. And then here's a few that can go. And then Mike and Bruce were good friends of my husband's, first husband's. They sent a lot of cards. I'm keeping 1 from each of them. All Christmas cards, I believe. Yeah, so I'm only keeping 1 from each of those. That got rid of a lot of them. And then I've got Logier, where I work now, a few cards from them. New Tower and Ramada Inn, where my husband and I worked when we met. They were both owned by the same owner, and my husband worked at both of them. And then Airlight Plastics, where my husband worked for 10 years, and then he had to quit when he died, and then I worked there for 10 years. And then Redfield, where my current husband has worked for 25 years. I'm not going to go through each of those on video because I'm afraid my camera's going to run out. Then I've got this pile. These are all money holder cards, and most of them are from my in-laws. So I'm getting rid of all of those. Don't need those. What's this? This is from somebody I don't know. This is from a neighbor. Maybe I'll keep that in my neighbor pile. Oh my God. Oh, I didn't know who that was, but I remember now. She's from New Tower. Okay. Okay, and then, that has no signature. Drew Lee, UNMC. Oh, okay, that was a co-worker. I'm going to get rid of that. This is from a car company we bought a car from, car dealership, from Citibank, from our former real estate agent, not really a friend, Paxton, where my dad used to live, a nursing home. This is from a real estate agent that sold my husband his house. Happy birthday from a congressperson. These are from my previous job. Christmas cards every year from my previous job. Well, yeah, no, these are my current job. These Christmas and birthday cards from my current job. I'm getting rid of those. They're not personal. These are from my former insurance agent. These are from my husband's former insurance agent. These are from Menards. Yeah, Menards. Every year they send me a little thing to get some cheap item at the store. Oh, these are from our newspaper carriers. We don't even take the paper anymore. Oh, Micklin Lumber, classic Ford parts. These are old. These are business cards. Micklin Lumber. Those can go. Hospice from when my husband was in hospice. That's really pretty, though. I'm going to put that in a glue book. AA collision repair. Sharon, I do not know who that is. All of the rest of these are from people that I just do not remember. I do not know who they are. Shit. I don't know these people. So, they're all going to go. And that's all of the cards. And I'm glad to be through them all. And I hope I didn't bore you. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Just one more thing. These are all of the cards I'm getting rid of. This is a pretty big box. It's about 2/3 full at least. That's a lot. And then I still got to go through my husband's family's cards, see what he'll let me get rid of with that. So there might be more. So I think that's a pretty good purge. So I tried to keep one or two from almost everybody and try to get them all reorganized. And thanks for watching, and I hope you can get rid of your cards. I hope I helped you. Bye-bye.